Guys, welcome to another new comic book day segment of Into the West Comics. Sonny's here at the table joining us with here. These guys. They got a lot of the hot new stuff over here.
I'm excited.
Brother Marcus.
Yeah.
You got some you got some Scott Snyder goodness over there?
Yeah.
For me, okay.
So yeah. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. What was that? Anyway, all right, to kick it off, yeah, I got a little interesting I wanted to mix it up a little bit because I've been hitting DC kind of hard. So first one is going to be a new one that I honestly didn't know was out in print until I walked into it at the comic book store, and I was like, oh, this looks pretty rad. And it is by Scott Snyder and artist Francis Manipool of
both
Flash
incredible.
Fan. Yeah, both are incredible. And it is called Clear. It is a Dark Horse printed. I believe it's a digital first because in the back it says Comixology Originals.
Okay.
So it must have been a print only, digital first before they released it out on print. And it's fascinating, actually, visually stunning. I left it open so you can look at it. Yeah. Basically, what it is you have a guy who right now it's world building. So it's this dystopic kind of futuristic setting where it's always raining. So kind of like
Blade Runner, cyberpunk kind of vibes.
Yeah, very, very, very cyberpunk. And basically, as the time has gone on in this world, things have gotten blander and blander because now the going thing is to veil. What a veil is basically these big tech companies come up with these constructs that people live within. So they're walking. So if you're just walking down the street, and their perception of reality, or the Matrix, really, is different from the person who's walking right by them.
Is that the helmet that he's wearing?
That's no.
Okay, no.
But he's like a detective.
Okay.
And he's looking. It's like a mystery sort of thing going on, and basically everyone's walking in their own little constructs, and there's legal ones and there's illegal ones, and so he's kind of hunting down people who are facilitating the illegal ones. Yeah, and it's very interesting because there's different ones, everything from like the pornographic extreme all the way to like you're in fantasy land,
it's like Candyland and stuff.
Right, it's really crazy, and everyone's kind of like almost drugged out in a way in their own little world.
Interesting.
And it's really action packed. And
it's different.
It's still developing. The second issue just came out, I believe it was last week, and I caught the first one, and I have the second one waiting on me to pick up. So more as that develops, because that's really cool. But the art is amazing.
Yeah.
Scott Snyder does a great job at world building. So
he's incredible. Nocterra.
Right, Nocterra. I mean, the stuff he did even with Batman. Yep. So I'm looking forward. I'm excited for this one, actually.
Thumbs up with that. That looks really cool.
Yeah. And so more as that develops. And then my second one is the concluding issue of Gotham City Year One.
That's
by
the
Tom
final one?
King. Yes.
I gotta get the trade.
Oh man,
the cover looks really cool.
Yes, Phil Hester is the artist on this one. Super cool. I mean, this is like one of my top candidates for like wanting to have it in absolute. It's only 6 issues, so it would be a thinner guy, but it is so worth it. Phil Hester's been in absolute format before with his Green Arrow one that he did with Kevin Smith some years back, and it's just amazing. It's Gotham City set back in Bruce Wayne's grandparents' time.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Yeah, and just seeing the scandal, and it's basically scandal involving the Waynes,
of course.
And it's very good. It's a murder mystery. You're following a detective who's been kind of roped into this whole mystery thing against his will, and he's getting the crap beat out of him.
Teeth are falling all over.
Yeah, just
crazy.
It's crazy. Like, because he's dealing with dirty cops. He's dealing with the Waynes being corrupt as well. And you see that, and it's basically, and that guy, that's basically him. He's basically this old guy on the top corner here. He's in his hospital bed, and he's recounting his story as the detective, and that's him as the...
Tom King is really good with that kind of story.
Yeah, it's super awesome. Very fascinating.
Of course, the gun and the pearls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I like that.
There's some very very different. There's some common themes that are passed down, kind of like Star Wars with R2D2
Right.
and C3PO. They're always in every movie, it seems like. But yeah, it's great. 6 issues. It's wrapped up. Hopefully we'll get, I'm definitely going to get it in a hardcover. Hopefully it comes in a nicer format, even than just the standard hardcover. Highly recommend it. Check it out.
I'm
Tom
definitely,
King. Yeah.
Both of those.
definitely going to get that trade at the very least.
Those are awesome.
Both are worth it. Definitely.
What you got?
I'm definitely going to read the Gotham City Year One, and then probably I'll wait till the first trade for Clear before I read it, because the world building all at once will be a little bit nicer.
Yes. I would say so.
But so today I bring the conclusion to my favorite Elseworld story, maybe my favorite DC story ever.
Yeah,
In 2019, I did not have a pull box. I only read trades. For whatever reason, I grabbed Dceased #1 because it looked good. I'd heard it was good. I started my pull back up, have had it ever since. Never miss a Tom Taylor comic and never miss a Dceased comic because of this story. Dceased, War of the Undead Gods #8 came out this week, which is the conclusion to Tom Taylor's zombie DC story. And it is so incredible. It's a great story. I have all the single issues here for Undead Planet or Dead Planet and War of the Undead Gods. Then we have the original run here, and then I have Unkillables, which take place between Dead Planet and the first run. I think there's one more with
Hope at World's End.
Hope at World's End, which was, I think, a digital comic at first, which is why I don't have it.
Yeah.
But this story is
incredible,
it's
dude.
incredibly round. Everything gets tied in together.
Yeah.
Everything is incredible. There's big moments in each issue. Each character is their own character.
Yeah.
It falls back a lot on the legacy characters like Damian Wayne and John Kent. And what I love about the way Tom Taylor writes them in this is they do feel like Clark and Bruce's kids, but they feel like their own characters too.
Right.
They are not Clark and Bruce. They are their own person.
Right.
In the first run, Dceased, it ends with the heroes lose.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy make a sanctuary on Earth. Damian, John, and a bunch of other people leave and create Earth #2.
Yep.
And then at the end of Dceased, Superman gets infected and he goes and hides in the sun because the Green Lantern Corps is after him.
Yeah.
Dead Planet starts up. They realize Cyborg's alive. There's a chance.
Yeah.
Trigon comes out of the Earth. John Kent stands him down with help from Constantine, who ends up ultimately taking him down.
Yep.
The sun rises at the end of Dead Planet, but the sun's not rising because the sun's rising on the day. It's because Superman is in the sun and still a zombie. Unkillables, which is in between the first two, is kind of a smaller story about what a group of villains are doing at the same time. Art by Mostert in that one. The rest of the series is all by Trevor Harrison, which is incredible art.
Yeah.
All the covers for this is really cool as well. And then this final War of the Undead Gods, Darkseid has been infected, has a yellow lantern ring. That part of the story, he's not in it as much as maybe Sonny would hope for or something like that. But he is taking out planets.
Yeah.
And with his group of people, and they're going to war, and they're like, we have a cure. They were like, yeah, but on a universal level.
Yeah.
And the Guardians are like, we have to leave. We can't do this, because there's a deity from another universe known as Esabor or man.
As a rub, something like that.
Aberso, it's weird. It's hard to read. It probably, if I heard it, it would make sense.
Right.
But he is the deity behind the anti-life equation.
Ooh.
And so Darkseid realizes he's been tricked when they cure him, and he's like, "Oh, nobody tricks me." No, Ares is with them. The Black Racer is with them, and the Spectre. One of the coolest moments in any comic I've ever read. The Spectre goes to fight Mr. Mixaplit, who is a fifth dimensional imp who is all powerful, can alter reality. The Spectre, the Wrath of God, goes to fight him. He with help from Clark or John, I can't remember. I think it's Clark, who gets the cure, and he comes back to help them.
Like the robot arm, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that gives Spectre enough time to kill Mixaplit, but before he can, he rips Jim Corrigan, the host, from him and kills him. Spectre dissipates and has no host.
This is the coolest part.
Same time, Highfather is a zombie. He is about to kill Damian Wayne, who's standing him down, and Damian Wayne is about to be turned. Alfred, just a regular dude who in the first part of the story has to kill Bruce, Tim, and Dick.
All of his sons.
And he has nightmares about, I didn't have to kill them.
Right.
because we did get a
We
cure
can find a
eventually.
cure eventually.
And he stands down Highfather, one of the most powerful gods ever, and says, "No, you're not killing my son." And then the Spectre finds him and takes Alfred Pennyworth as his host, kills Highfather, and then goes on to help them defeat the deity behind the anti-life equation with the life equation. Erebos. Thank you very much. And Damian Wayne carries the life equation into Erebos, and that's how that ends up finishing. It was incredible.
So cool.
It wrapped up so well.
Yeah, dude.
And I love it so much. And I want everyone to go get the trades for this. If you like comics and want to read their own separate story, this is brisk. Tom Taylor writes it well.
Yeah.
It's not over dialogued. You get they use the format, they use visuals to tell a story.
Yep.
They use narration to tell the story in parts, and they use the dialogue and character action. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And legitimately, there is no comic I enjoy more than I enjoyed this run of comics.
I'll agree. I'll agree.
It was an incredible finale.
10 out of 10.
I kind of wonder if this was the start of the whole zombie genre, like really blowing up, because it seems like this was like the first thing I remember reading.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually what got me into Tom Taylor's writing.
Same.
I wonder if this was where it kind of blew up and all of a sudden you saw everyone else start kind of, falling into it with, James Tynion with his stuff and everyone else trying to, capitalize on this whole push on horror books all of a sudden. Because prior to this, I don't remember seeing a whole lot of
not mixed into like the mainstream stuff for sure. It was always something different or set off. And now it does seem like now that there's success behind it, they want to capitalize on
There
on
was-
what it is.
sure.
The only one-
Marvel Zombies stuff, but
Which the Marvel Zombies comic is
It's fun and it's
fun, but it's not on the
not
same level.
this. It's not even
The
nowhere
Marvel
near the same
Zombies
level.
as the comic is a parody. It's a comedy. It's a comedy book. It's supposed to be funny. The heroes still have their personalities as zombies. They just happen to want to eat human flesh, and that can be fun. But this is just a compelling story about people trying to save the world and the universe against an unstoppable force.
a lot more gravitas.
And it's very, very good.
I agree.
I like it. I mean, they're great options. Obviously, I think Tom Taylor's incredible.
Oh my God.
I mean, we're all looking forward to the upcoming run he's going to have with Titans.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that they're going to be like the featured team, in the DCU. So I'm excited for that. Another thing I was going to mention, I think we've talked about in the last couple of weeks. Joshua Williamson, in addition to doing the new Green Arrow 6-issue thing, he's going to be doing. He's also going to be doing an ongoing series with Simone DeMeo.
Interesting.
Batman and Robin.
Yes.
I think it's going to be starting in
He's
September.
writing everything.
I think Williamson is, he had a little 6-issue arc in Batman. He kind of like the buffer in between. They're figuring things out with Zdarsky, and when Tynion ended his run, I mean,
The Zdarsky
It was
run
a
is
good
still
transition.
incredible right now.
Little
it
spot
was,
there.
and I liked his. What was the character? Abyss.
Abyss,
Yeah, I liked that run with Williamson.
It was good. It was
fun.
good. Also,
Zdarsky's overshadows it, but it was
right.
good.
Yeah, oh
Right.
gosh,
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Also wanted to give honorable mention to Superboy as well. That came out. The first issue of that came out this week.
surprised you didn't talk
Jeremy
about that.
Adams and
It's because of who's writing it. That's why I didn't jump on it.
yeah, it was pretty
Not
good.
that he's bad. He's just not in my wheelhouse of writers.
Right. It was fun. It was fun. It was basically harking back to Superboy, Connor Kent 90s era where he looks more punk and
I
kinda-
love that outfit.
yeah, versus the clean cut Connor Kent on
That's
from
a 6-issue as well.
I think so. Yes, I think it is. Yeah. And so I just picked it up because I happened to see it, and I was like, "Oh, let me give this a shot."
what's this about?
Yeah, and it was pretty fun. It's basically a lighter story where it's about him kind of trying to figure out where he fits in because the Superman family is kind of all over the place, and he's looking for problems. He's trying to be a hero, but he's like, oh,
It's not coming naturally yet.
right, and he's like looking all over, and he's like, oh, you got it, okay, yeah, I got it. And then he goes to this other problem, and he's
Somebody
like,
else has
got it. All right.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
So it's fun, and so he's trying to find his own little
Place.
place
in the world.
So it was fun read.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Guys, great suggestions. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We're not saying that our suggestions are the right suggestions.
Yes, we are.
But except for Marcus. But we're just saying the stuff that we're suggesting. Let us know in the comments what you guys are reading right now. Something that, maybe we're not paying attention to. It could be an indie book
absolutely.
or some DC book that between Marcus and Paul that they're not reading.
Yeah, right.
You know, mention that in the comments as well. Let us know what you're reading.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys taking the time to check us out tonight. We hope you have a great evening, and we'll be back with another stack of comic books
Yes, sir.
next week.
And if you guys are seeing us on TikTok, come here and see the whole discussion about the comics. And if you're seeing us here, we have a TikTok with shorter form where I'm posting clips of mine and Marcus's take on these comics, and go interact with us there.
Boom.
Absolutely.
Easy money.
Guys, have a great evening.
See y'all next week.
Peace.
Quan didn't like that.